watching India Today Global with me, Ishita Mitra. It's Monday morning in the Indian capital, and at this hour, we bring you the latest from around the globe. Starting with West Asia, where the threat of Iranian attack is looming over Israel. Reports say Iran is set to launch a major attack within days, and this could be as early as Thursday. Now, this would be in response to the assassination of Hamas's political leader Ismail Haniyeh, who was killed on July 31st in Tehran. But there are reports of divisions within Iran over the response. President Masoud Pezeshkian wants to avoid a harsher response, while the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps wants to launch a larger attack than it did on April 13th. Remember, this is when hundreds of drones and missiles were launched in Iran's first ever direct attack on Israel. Now, given this background, US Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin has ordered the deployment of USS Georgia guided missile submarine to the West Asia. Moving to battleground Gaza now, Israel has ordered more evacuations in Khan Yunis in the southern part of the city, and this has forced thousands of Palestinians to leave overnight as explosions from tank shellings rang around them. Now, IDF claims that it is attacking Hamas militants who were using those areas to stage more attacks and fire rockets, and often try to hide among civilians in the area. While around 30 projectiles were launched from Lebanon towards northern Israel overnight, no casualties were reported in the attack, for which Hezbollah has taken responsibility, stating that it was targeting a military base in the country. Coming to Bangladesh now, where Hindu community is facing attacks since the ouster of Sheikh Hasina. If you look at the numbers, at least 205 incidents of attacks against Hindus have been reported since Hasina's exit from the country. Now, in an attempt to address the horrific situation on the ground, Bangladesh's interim leader Muhammad Yunus has called for a meeting with Hindu students and youth on Monday. So the discussion would focus on resolving the current crisis and ensuring the protection of Hindu community. A Hindu student group has also prepared an 8-point list of demands to present to Yunus. Coming to Russia-Ukraine war now, where in the past couple of days developments are happening at a very fast pace in what is now becoming the deepest incursion into the Russian territory since the war began. Ukrainian troops have advanced up to 30 kilometers inside the country. Russia says that its forces have been engaging Ukrainian troops near the border villages as the offensive in the Kursk region entered its 6th day. Now, Russia has declared a state of emergency in the region, and around 76,000 people have been evacuated from the areas. This comes as Ukrainian president directly acknowledged the attack for the first time in a late-night address, saying that about 2,000 cross-border attacks had been launched by Russia from the Kursk this summer. This comes as a fire broke out at the Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant, which both the sides continue to blame on each other. Moving to UK now, as the anti-immigrant sentiments remain high in the country, the parents of one of the 3 girls killed at a Taylor Swift-themed event in northern England has now called for an end to the nationwide rioting. Days of demonstrations followed the Southport stabbings, in which 3 girls were killed and over 10 children were wounded. The protests were triggered by false online posts that wrongly identified the suspected killer as an Islamist migrant. In reality, a teenager born in Britain has been charged, and police say that the incident is not being treated as a terror crime. Over 900 people have been arrested and around 466 have been charged with offences over the disorder, mainly targeted at migrants and Muslims. Coming to closer home now, India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar has concluded his Maldives visit. During the visit to Malé, Jaishankar signed MOUs on capacity building and inaugurated about 6 high-impact community development projects. Jaishankar also called on Maldivian President Mohamed Muizzu and revived bilateral relations with Foreign Minister Musa Zamir. Now, while Muizzu appreciated India's continued development assistance provided to Maldives and reaffirmed his commitment to deepen the ties, remember the ties between the two countries have been strained due to the past hiccups. But the visit highlights the importance of Maldives as a key partner in the India's neighborhood first policy. Meanwhile, Philippine president has condemned Chinese Air Force actions in the South China Sea, describing Beijing's actions as unjustified, illegal and reckless. This comes after China and Philippines accused each other of disrupting their military's operations around the disputed shoal thus marking the first incident in which Philippines has complained of dangerous actions by Chinese aircraft since Marcos took office in 2022. So the previous actions have mainly involved Navy or the Coast Guard vessels, but this time the Philippines military condemned dangerous and provocative actions when 2 Chinese aircraft dropped flares in the path of a Philippine aircraft. In a tragic news coming in from Australia, a helicopter crashed onto the roof of a seaside hotel in the early hours of Monday, killing the pilot. So the guests of the luxury hotel were evacuated into the street after the helicopter crashed into the building, and the police immediately cordoned off the area in the busy tourist strip. The charter company Nautilus Aviation said that it was working with officials as they investigate the unauthorized use of one of the company's aircraft in the incident. Meanwhile, firefighters have been battling a fast-moving wildfire outside Athens since Sunday afternoon. This as residents fled their homes and the blaze continues to spread overnight. The fire brigade spokesperson said the situation remains dangerous as the fire is spreading between residences. Over 400 firefighters backed by about 16 water-bombing planes and 13 helicopters continue to fight the blaze as hot and windy weather continue to hamper the rescue efforts. Thank you so much for watching this segment. Stay tuned to India Today Global for more such updates.